Hello everyone and welcome to this week's edition of T-360. Today we have a show jam-packed with our NBA hot takes as far as players to watch the second half, championship matchups that we would like to see, and predictions for second half teams. I'm Alan James.
And I'm Chandler Rogers.
And we have a great show for you today. So Chandler, let's kick it off.
So, the first thing we want to talk about today is just, who are some players to watch in your eyes?
For me, Giannis Antetokounmpo is number one to watch for me. He's got the Bucks 2 games out of the playoffs, and similar to when Paul George faced LeBron back in 2012, kind of had that dunk that got people talking about him and what he's got going on. I think this could be huge for the Greek Freak if he's able to expand his brand and kind of give LeBron a run for his money in that early round. Second would be the pairing of Bradley Beal and John Wall. As far as backcourts in the Eastern Conference go, the Kyle Lowry, DeMar DeRozan thing to me is number one, but these are 2 players that just keep growing silently, kind of in the background, and now they're taking that step forward. I'm excited to see where they could go. They could shake it up too.
Players to watch out for me are Anthony Davis and DeMarcus Cousins, who just, that recent trade. It'll just be interesting to see how they pan out together. I feel like another player to watch is Isaiah Thomas. And just in terms of how he's able to close out quarters is something we haven't seen a lot, in NBA history. The way he's able to just take control over the game. And then also Russell Westbrook in terms of averaging a triple-double. First one to do it is Oscar Robertson. So, that's just something that's crazy that he's averaging a triple-double.
Yeah, as of course, like everyone else who watches the NBA, I'm a huge fan of Russ and his act. But when it goes back to Isaiah Thomas for me, who's going to help him? Is Jay Crowder enough? Is Avery Bradley enough to go out there every night and bring them to the promised land? That Eastern Conference Finals where you can get that shot at LeBron.
Well, they paid Al Horford, a big sum of money, $147 million, to be that guy. I'm not sure if he's really panned out, but there's also talks about him about a trade coming with the Celtics in terms of them maybe getting Jimmy Butler from the Bulls. So that's something to definitely work out for. And there's also the Carmelo Anthony. The Celtics have a lot of draft picks they can give out to the Knicks who are looking to rebuild. So that's something to watch for too.
Well, that brings us to, I think, our second half predictions of the most intriguing team as far as playoff, repertoire, something they can use to advance themselves to that next level of contention.
I feel like a important team as far as the playoff, a team to look out for the second half is the Celtics. I feel like they're a team that can, if they win enough games and Kevin Love's out, J.R. Smith's been hurt, or for the Cavs, so if the Celtics can just kind of weather the storm a little bit, they can pick up some ground. They might be able to take over the number 1 seed. That's home court in the Eastern Conference Finals, and you never know what can happen in the Garden.
It's very interesting. I will have to go. There's so many teams to pick, but I have to stick with the Pelicans here because you bring in DeMarcus Cousins and Anthony Davis, and that interior presence is something that you could sit here and I could talk to you till I'm blue in the face, but I'm not going to have a comparison for those 2. So when I look at them, if they're 3.5 games out, if they can circumvent, get that 8th spot, play the Warriors, that makes that Western Conference playoffs, which is already the toughest in pro sports in my mind, that much more intense.
Absolutely. I feel like if they play the Warriors in the first round, I'm not saying that the Pelicans will win, but I definitely think they can make it interesting in terms of what they call the Twin Towers down low with Anthony Davis and DeMarcus Cousins. They can pound the paint, and the Warriors really don't have anybody big other than JaVale McGee and Zaza Pachulia. So if the Pelicans get the ball in the paint, and Anthony Davis can get 20, and DeMarcus Cousins can get 20 and 10, they'll give the Warriors a run for their money.
I will say one thing is that Charles Barkley and his anti-shooting teams mentality is going to have a field day come time for that matchup. Hopefully we get to see it. When it comes to predictions and championship predictions, other than the obvious Cavs-Warriors round 3, winner take all, this is for your legacy, LeBron, like this is for the Warriors to really go there. Who do you got?
Other than the Cavs-Warriors, I would pick Celtics-Spurs. I would go with Celtics-Spurs. And I think that would be a great matchup. A new upcoming guard with Isaiah Thomas. the guy who's been there, done that, Tony Parker. Without Tim Duncan, they still have a superstar in Kawhi Leonard, a great role player in Danny Green, a superstar in LaMarcus Aldridge. So that would be, Al Horford, LaMarcus Aldridge, 2 free agents that came in recently. Popovich, the old coach versus the young coach, and Brad Stevens. It would just be an interesting matchup all the way along.
Now, barring some type of trade, I would love to see Celtics, Warriors, Isaiah Thomas versus the world, him versus AI, IT, AI, those two little guys who dominate the game like few we have ever seen before. So
Absolutely.
I would love to see that. I'd love to see it go 7 games. 2016 was an awesome year for sports championships. 2017 can only get more intense. I'm hoping for it. I think that's all we have for you today. So that being said, follow us on Twitter at Talent Television. Visit our website, talenttelevision.com, and check out some of the content we have in there. We got a lot of really good kids working for us and a lot of really good people around us. So thank you for watching. Again, I'm Alan Gaines.
And I'm Chandler Rogers.
Have a good one.